Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to finish building this new vivarium for my crested gecko Morgan. And in part one of this vivarium build series, I showed you how I made the background for this vivarium. And I talked about why this particular change is needed for Morgan. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put a link in the corner to it. And here is the vivarium with the finished background. And I've put in my usual false bottom for the drainage layer. And I do have a previous video where I showed how to make this false bottom. And so if you want to see that, I'll put a link in the corner to that video as well. So we are converting this 20-gallon aquarium into a vertical arboreal vivarium. And to do this, I'm using an I Heart Geckos conversion kit. And I'll put a link to this conversion kit in the description below. They are a little bit expensive, but I think by the time you buy your own acrylic sheets and any other stuff you'd need to DIY something yourself, you'd end up spending the same amount of money, if not more. And these are really well made. I've used them before and I think they're really good. However, the only problem with any acrylic products is that in a very humid or wet environment, acrylic can tend to warp. And I Heart Geckos offers the option for either 1/8 inch thick acrylic or 1/4 inch thick. And the 1/4 inch costs a little bit more, but I would really recommend it because the 1/4 inch acrylic is going to be less apt to warp. To install this conversion kit, I basically just start laying a bead of silicone along the top lip of this aquarium. And I didn't realize until it was too late that I had bought white silicone. But oh well, I guess it's going to be white. And I put this bead all the way around the entire aquarium. And then I just carefully lay this piece of acrylic on the top and press it down. And now I just put on a glove and I use the tip of my finger to just smooth that bead of silicone down. And I don't want it to get messy, but I am trying to use enough silicone to make sure that this vivarium doesn't leak, since it is going to be a vivarium that gets misted twice a day. And you can see there where I did smear it a little bit. And when you're working with silicone like that, if you get a smear, it's best to just leave it and let it dry, and you can clean it up later with a razor blade. It's going to be a lot easier than if you try to clean it when it's wet. It's just going to smear and just get messier and messier. And then once all that is done, I'm just laying a very small bead of silicone along the top edge. And then I'll come in and do the same thing and use the tip of my finger to smooth that down. So now that the front is installed, I will just leave this for at least 24 hours so that the silicone can completely cure. So now that that silicone has completely cured, I can finish this vivarium by adding the substrate and the plants. So I'm putting down a thick layer of ABG mix on the bottom. And I have a nice piece of mopai wood that I've been saving, and I think it will be perfect for this vivarium. And for now, I want to keep this vivarium fairly simple. So for plants, I am just putting in a mother-in-law's tongue in the back and some pothos in the pots above. And even though this substrate already has quite a bit of microfauna in it, I'm going to go ahead and add some more isopods and springtails. And then I gave the plants some water and sprayed the whole thing down a little bit. And to finish the whole thing off, I just added some leaf litter. So this is what the finished vivarium looks like, and I added Morgan's favorite piece of wood from his old vivarium so he can feel a little bit more at home. And Morgan was really calm about going into this enclosure, and although he wasn't too sure what to think about it at first, I'm sure once he settles in, he's going to love his new home. And this is going to be perfect for him and also better for me so that I can work with him more easily in the future. And so I'll definitely be having updates in the future, and so you will be seeing more of Morgan on the channel.